do not invest in them, if we do not empower them,
The resources above and below the ground belongs to the state. You are the state.
We are here in Walvis Bay today. We want to understand or bring to you the success of IPC and the journey that they have been in the leadership since 2020. We are going to meet with the Mayor, Honorable or His Worship, Trevino Forbes, to tell us or to walk us through the journey of leadership since 2020 to today. So bear with us. We are going to have a discussion with the Mayor and tell us the success, the challenges the leadership has faced since they have been in leadership. We have read in the papers or social media about the potholes, the waste management. We are going to bring factual information to you as we are going to have a chat with the Mayor. So come with us.
I'm happy to have you guys here. Thank you for coming. And I hope to take you through all the challenges, the successes, and here and there you might find a failure, but I doubt it.
Your Worship, thank you very much for welcoming us into your town as the first citizen of the town, of course. A lot has been said about your beautiful town, and we are here today to sort of try to address the elephant in the room. There have been reports about the road potholes and the waste management. I want us to spend much of our time today, we are here for the whole day, of course, speaking about those.
Yeah, surely you will see today when we go through Walvis Bay. I'll take you through town and you can get a first-hand experience of what Walvis Bay has to offer. Not only the issues that you've read about, but also other issues, because as much as we have problems and challenges, we have so much success stories to tell as a municipality of Walvis Bay over this past 5 years. It has been challenging. It hasn't been a difficult, the most easy road that we have taken as a local authority, also as a new party coming in 2020. But a lot has been achieved, and I think that we have, and I can boldly say that we have done more in 5 years than certain people have done in 30 years in Walvis Bay. But you will go through that. Obviously, we will have to address the challenges as well. We can't just look over the challenges, and one of those challenges, or two of the challenges in particular, is our landfill site, our refuse problems, and of course our roads, especially the road conditions after the rainfall that's occurred in Walvis Bay.
So we are going in the field now. Which one are we starting with?
I think we can start with the roads. We can start wherever you want to start, and I'll take you through what Walvis Bay has to offer.
Let's start with the roads.
Okay.
Potholes.
Okay, so one of the problems, or the ultimate problem, the main problem we have in Walvis Bay is our deteriorating road conditions. And rightfully so, people are complaining, and even myself, I'm not happy with the way things are. Yeah. But this problem has been magnified due to the heavy rainfall that we had. But besides that, council has agreed or have resolved to have in-house pothole repair team. That resolution was made years ago. Until now, that function has not been fully rolled out, fully fledged, fully operational. The team is trying, but they are not doing what is supposed to be done. Also because of the lack of material that they could procure from suppliers, a lack of material, of course. But that is not an excuse, because roads are essential. It's one of the big services that we need to deliver to the residents of Walvis Bay. And with the rainfall, it became much worse.
Was it the first time you are receiving
you know, Walvis Bay was never really built for rain. If you look at Walvis Bay streets, there's no stormwater drainage, nothing of that sort. So Walvis Bay is a desert town, and this is attributed by the effects of climate change on our town. Besides that, Walvis Bay is under sea level. So a road isn't just the tar that you see. A road is what goes on under the tar. So we have a very high water level, which also attributes to the roads that are not really durable in that regard.
Okay, with that being said, your worship,
yeah.
Do you think now pothole fixing will be the solution?
Pothole fixing is a temporary solution. Roads have to be redone completely. Roads have to be completely, what do they call it, reconstructed in Walvis Bay. We have received some funding from RFA to the tune of about $400 million. that will be looking at the road fixing from all the roads going from the circle to the port.
When was this funding allocated?
Last year somewhere. But also, as one of the problems that we faced was that there are sewage.
The funding
there's a
was
sewage.
allocated. Sorry, to take you back. The funding was allocated last year, but you only started with the construction. Now.
What we realized was then before we could start with road rehabilitation and road reconstruction and all of those things, is that we have a problem with our sewage system. So you cannot really fix roads without taking into consideration that you have a sewage system that is also dilapidating.
Yeah.
So there was no proper maintenance done within Walvis Bay throughout all of these years. In terms of I can almost say since independence, there's no proper maintenance been done. If you look at the sewage system, how it's dilapidated, how sewage is overflowing in certain areas, Walvis Bay has a very flat gradient, and that attributes to pump stations being built all over the place to get sewage from one point to the sewage pond. Our sewage system, as it is currently, is 80% over capacity. It means it's over capacity plus 80% of that. So when you build a new pump station or new sewage system, a sewage pond for example, you need to build one that is 2-3 times the capacity of the current one to make up for what is currently lacking. But to take you back to the roads.
So maybe before we get back to the road, I just want to really understand the issue. So you are saying the challenge that you are currently facing is not something that just came out yesterday. It's a long.
Yeah, if you look at the building, for example, and the building has been neglected for 30 years, how do you expect to fix this dilapidated building in 5 years? 5 years alone is not enough time to fix the wrong that has been done in infrastructure in Walvis Bay throughout these years. And our roads is no exception. Road rehabilitation is an ongoing process. It needs to be done regularly, it needs to be done correctly. So when we look at our roads, for example, we are a port town. We have a lot of trucks, and the truck influxes is just increasing. Year by year, day by day, more trucks are entering Walvis Bay. What we've currently been doing is we have interlocked all the intersections. But now you have roads that are also being damaged by trucks coming in and out of Walvis Bay. And the quality of these roads are not as good as it should be. And then the rain came and it really worsened the problem that we do have. Now adding on to that, to all of these problems that we have, is the procurement process. And the procurement process is something that will really take its toll on local authorities in this country. If you look at, for example, if you award a tender today for roads, or you put out the bid document for people to apply for a tender to fix roads, it takes you about four months to get that one out. Now, I don't know if in other local authorities, but that's the case here that we have. Our road rehabilitation or pothole fixing bid has been out for, before it was now awarded, 1 year approximately. We've been struggling to get people on the ground to fix roads, because once you get to the point where you want to award this tender to a company to fix the roads, we have objections coming in, and the whole process has to start from scratch.
Why are there objections? Is the process not well followed?
Well, I think
why do people object?
My personal opinion is we have the sense of entitlement where people think that they own contract work in Walvis Bay, and they want to be the ones to fix the road. So they're not happy that company B got the tender. Now company A wants to object because of that, and it takes us back.
Mm-hmm. So you do not have an in-house department that deals with roads. Is it?
No. It's contracted out. We don't have. We do have a roads and building department that basically deals with the supervision of the work that's being done. So that is a challenge that we do have. However, that's besides the point. The point is the procurement process is the one that's really delaying progress, especially in roads in Walvis Bay. I will take you for example, even through the mayoral relief fund. It also have, if my office decides today we want to assist somebody with a problem that they have, let me take you back a few months with the committee resolved. We are going to assist a child that has a disease, and we are going to pay medication for that child for 1 year. That child didn't receive 1 cent from the council or from the office of the mayor, and he passed away because of the procurement process. It takes forever. Everything has to go through the procurement of the municipality, and it really hampers development, it hampers service delivery and everything that comes with it. If you look at how the Procurement Act is, council has no involvement in Procurement Act from its inception to its end. If objections comes, council has no say in how the procurement works.
So you have a department that deals with procurement.
There's a department that deals with procurement, but our procurement in Walvis Bay, only recently we have assigned or employed a procurement manager to see that this process goes a little bit less hampered and more flawlessly.
You created that position for the procurement manager?
It's a position that was there and it's been vacant for all of these years. And it finally has been filled. So there's a lot of positions in the municipality of Walvis Bay. For example, human resource that has been vacant for so many years. That's only now getting to a process to being filled. Human resource GM has been that position has been vacant for almost 20 years.
Okay, you said councillors are not involved in procurement process. Why?
It's an act. That's how it's set out. But also, I think in essence, it's a good thing to protect councillors from procurement, because in procurement anything can go wrong. Yeah. So, but the problem with procurement is it takes forever to get from point A to point B, to getting a tender awarded. Recently, I think you have seen in the newspapers, Shiindi, that there is complaints against the local authority for awarding tenders to certain companies to fix roads.
Yeah, we read somebody was handpicked to do the work.
No, I won't say handpicked. I think that we are looking at different elements of the procurement process. The roads in Walvis Bay come to a standard or state where it is an emergency. So then we can make use of what's called direct procurement, and that is what happened. So we have various companies, not one company working on the roads. Various companies are working on the roads, and they are coming to fix these roads. So my question would then be, as a concerned resident, as a concerned citizen, and you have whatever interest in the road condition, why are you objecting when things are being done? Is it your duty or your job or your obligation to take Walvis Bay backwards, or are you not happy to see it go forward? Why are we always making a problem for the municipality?
Yeah, I think that is a good question on the objection, but Your Worship, this is potholes in Walvis. It's not a recent thing. You have been, when you have realized that the tender awarding has been objected for almost a year, why didn't you think of direct procurement process that you are stating now? Why did you only thought of it now that we are 2 months into election?
Well, I think once again you are bringing it to the council, and it's not the job of the council to do those procurement processes. Okay. It's administrative function. It is solely, procurement is solely an administrative function.
And they don't report to council?
They don't report to council whatsoever. So what happened is that Walvis Bay finally has a CEO that has, I want to say, the balls to take decisions, to take bold decisions and to make things happen. And that is what you're currently seeing. That is why things are currently moving in the right direction, because you have administration that is willing to work together with council, regardless of political affiliation, for the best of Walvis Bay and its residents, to make things happen. And that is where I can currently applaud the administration of the Council of Walvis Bay. Things are going in the right direction finally.
Okay, and you only managed to get the substantial CEO recently.
Yeah, so she came in recently, and she has really been.
For the past 4 years.
We've been having acting people, and you couldn't really keep them accountable because they're responsible for their departments. And the only person that really reports to council is the CEO. And now we do have a CEO, and we are giving her all the support that we can give her as council, and we are allowing her to take decisions. And we are seeing the fruits of a substantive CEO in the local authority of Walvis Bay.
So you are saying things are now moving because of the presence of the CEO, and you are giving her...
We've always had the political will was always there. Walvis Bay was under, or is under, amazing politicians currently. But we have been failed administratively because of the lack of that leadership within the administration. And that leadership has finally arrived, and things are going in the right direction.
So that is good to hear. So maybe do you have anything to say to the people people of Walvis Bay?
Well, I would like to really appreciate, and I know that it's been a difficult road for us, to beg people for patience. It's something that is not always accepted because we want things to be done now. But they have been patient, some of them, and they have been giving us the support, all of them, and we are reaching a point where we can finally bear the fruits of that patience. As much as this is the challenge that we have in Walvis Bay, the road conditions, and we know that I've been receiving so many complaints. I have been verbally attacked on social media, and I take it upon myself as a leader of Walvis Bay, as leader of this council, that it's my responsibility to make sure that things fall in place. And I take that upon myself to say that yes, we have had our challenges, we have had this particular problem, but we are dealing with it and we are facing it head on. And this is something that we are currently fixing in Walvis Bay.
Okay, Your Worship, I think we need to move to the next stop. Where are we heading from here?
From here, we'll delve in a little bit into the issue of refuse removal in our landfill site, because that's also one of the challenges that we do have. If we look in particular at the burning of tires and the lack of refuse removal trucks that we have had over the past few months. So these are challenges that we have been facing as a local authority. So one of the big problems that we had in Walvis Bay was issues surrounding our refuse removal. And there was waste lying all over Walvis Bay, especially in Nghipudilo. And we had problems with the refuse being removed very late at certain points, and we had to change the schedule continuously. And this was a result of our trucks that were not serviced on time, and trucks broke down. And what council did was we procured 5 new trucks, brand new trucks that came a week ago. So all 5 trucks are currently operational. But in the meantime, we had to go and get assistance and pay a rented drum to assist us in doing refuse removal. But I have to applaud and compliment and really appreciate the Patriots for what they have done, because they took it upon themselves and they did cleaning up of suburbs, especially in Nghipudilo, where it was the biggest problem. But the local authority also resolved through the office of the CEO to bring in teams that were doing clean-ups throughout the week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes on the weekends, we will have cleaning teams going out and cleaning up Walvis Bay. So the municipality staff, so they were doing, besides the refuse removal, they were doing cleaning also of certain hotspots in certain areas. But this is also another issue that we had, that these trucks were not well taken care of. That's why they broke down. And it's very sad to report on such things, because these are things that should not occur, things that should not happen, especially when you look at the issue of health of people and you look at refuse removal being one of the key services that a local authority should deliver, especially when you have challenges of roads and everything is just falling on the local authority in our offices all at one time. Here you have roads dilapidating, here you have refuse that can't be removed, and then you have another issue of people burning tires at the landfill site. And some of these things are really things that should not be happening. We have recently just come to learn that a majority of the landfill site doesn't even belong to council, it belongs to government. And we have now only received approval from government to say that we can make use of that area. But the eviction part of people staying, there are people staying on the dump site. There are people staying on the landfill site that are contributing to this effect, that tires are being burned and the condition of the dump site currently. It's really sad.
So you mentioned that the trucks, or how do we call them?
The dump trucks. Not skip, but the dump trucks, yeah. The ones that go to your house and remove your dustbin.
Okay, they were not taken care of.
Yeah.
And that's why they got broken. So what measures are you now putting in place to make sure that what happened to those old ones?
It all comes down to accountability. It all comes down to that keyword, accountability. Who do you keep accountable and who keeps who accountable? At the end of the day, the CEO is accountable to the staff, to council, but the rest of the administration is accountable to the CEO. So we as council can only keep the CEO accountable, but the CEO has only been here for a few months. She came in basically and she had to do damage control. She had to really step in and get things done on behalf of council. And I have to compliment her. She's been doing a brilliant job. I give credit where it's due, and she has been really assisting council to get what we wanted to achieve, to get all of our dreams and our goals rolling.
Okay, with the 5 new trucks that you just have now procured, are we then saying the rubbish that we have been seeing lying around in the suburb is a thing of the past now?
We still have to do a lot of cleaning up, of course, because what happened is that your dustbin will get full today, and the truck will come tomorrow. What people then do is they dump that dustbin out on the first open space. But it all comes down to how do we navigate.
So the bins, are they too little?
No.
Why do they get
You see, that is where I say that the responsibility is not only the taking care of our town. It's not just the responsibility of the local authority.
Yeah.
It becomes the responsibility of the residents themselves. And sometimes our people don't want to hear this, but they contribute to the conditions of how things are. If you have one house, for example, and you have a dustbin, if your dustbin is not removed today as it should be removed, and the truck comes tomorrow or the day after, you will still have enough space in your dustbin to accommodate those 2 days when the truck is coming late. But when you have one dustbin, you have a house and you have 7 shacks around your house, then it becomes a problem. So we have appealed to the residents of Walvis Bay to get more dustbins if they have more properties on their erf, so that we can facilitate for this problem. Some of them are coming, but not all of them, because they're paying for that service. So the people that are staying in the shack, they are basically becoming the victims of a backyard shack, because they are paying money to the owner of the house, but they're not getting the service that they should be receiving. So that is a problem that we have seen. That is why a lot of people went and they dumped their full bins on any and every open space they could find. So it's a partnership. It's the residents and it's the municipality. I'm not saying that we should be excused for coming late on picking up the dustbins, but somehow we need to really work together to get things done.
Right. Thank you very much. We are moving to the next stop.
There is hope.
If we do not invest in